Welcome, friends. This is Archangel. The unawakened blue pill males are not completely anesthetized to devaluation. Everything does register in their head. Most is transcribed subconsciously because the conscious mind is too busy chasing female validation and the good boy pat on the head from the mommy collective. Simps do register inequity, and they are contemplating some things on a conscious level. Usually it's the outrageous actions of feminists. There are many males that see inequities against males, and there are many more males that blame the feminists for the devaluation of males and the entitlements of females. There are many males that hail returning to traditionalism, whichever brand of conservatism suits their palate. There are so many males that are white knights by choice, others under duress from society, yet all white knights register injustice against males on some level. Most find scapegoats in feminism and salvational glory in some form of conservatism. You males who are manginas, white knights, who are male feminists, who protect and provide for females, who worship females and their vaginas, who prostrate yourselves as doormats before the divine feminine, who use and abuse your fellow brother. To all you simps who mock awakened males, or males going their own way, or empowered males, let me ask you a question. Do you think females are more valuable than males? We can find the source of problems in today's society with one simple, personal, introspective question. Do you think females are more valuable than males? Frame this question in any way you like, biologically, socially, morally, reproductively, etc. Sequester any excuse you like to bolster your position regarding this species value hierarchy. Do you think that females are more valuable than males? Really, consider this. If you truly answered no, then you have the makings of a male liberation warrior. If you, for whatever reason, and the reason does not matter, if you answered yes, as 98% of the human population does, then you are conspirators to a disease of male devaluation, the very disease that I oppose, the very injustice I seek trespass onto. I care not what you call yourself, or what affiliations or ideologies you claim subscription to. Maybe you're just an average Joe. Maybe you're men's rights. Maybe you adhere to feminism or anti-feminism, even MGTOW. Or maybe you're a member of the chess players club in Miami. If you, for whatever reason is most warm and fluffy to you, claim that indeed female life holds more value than male life, then you are part of the problem. If you answered yes to that question, then it doesn't matter who you are or what you do. The source of prejudice that you see reflected in the feminists you like to blame for everything, this prejudice that you observe in feminists is made possible by the beliefs contained within you. You are the enabler and the disease. You unsuspecting blue pillars, you simps and manginas, you white knights. You need to understand that if you answered yes to that question, you are the problem. You see, if you think that males are worth less, then you are either confused or a bigot, because you must necessarily mix morality and nature to arrive at your answer of male disposability, because that which is valued as less is necessarily expendable in contrast to that which is valued more. I am so sick to the gills of guys bowing before females and hailing them as superior in worth, claiming nature, species propagation, reproduction as justification for male devaluation and disposal. They will cite nature as their reason for claiming that females have superior worth to males. I have already made a video addressing this nature baloney called Nature Made Me Do It. However, I keep hearing reproduction, procreation, species propagation as the sad but true reality. Females are just more valuable. That's how it is. No, that's not how it is. Indeed, perhaps females play a more instrumental role in reproduction, and because of the mechanics of such long gestational periods in utero, more females translates to more numbers of succeeding generations of Homo sapiens. The problem with the reasonings people use to answer either yes or no to the preceding question is that people are belief and ideology chameleons with their male apathy. Folks will claim morality in one breath and nature in the next. In this instance, no, it's one or the other, not both. When you adhere to the belief that females are worth more than males, you necessarily invoke moral judgments of value onto human life, life which exists in a non-feeling, non-moral nature. An indifferent nature where perhaps more females are required to churn out larger numbers of succeeding species members. However, placing worth upon both sexes based upon reproductive roles, you force morality, a human concept, onto an impersonal, non-moral paradigm, which is nature. This argument really is simple. People can try to draw out and complicate this issue with abrasive arguments or truculent jargon and bury logic in successive multi-syllable phraseology. But this issue is quite simple. Are you a lizard brain pawn, or are you a frontal lobe pilot? Is it nature or higher consciousness? Is it love or procreation? When you say yes, female life is worth more than male life, what reasoning are you drawing upon? Is it nature, procreation, reproduction? Or do you morally find female life to hold more weight than male life? Nature or higher consciousness ultimately determines your answer to that question. Which is it? It is one or the other from which you draw reasoning for your knee-jerk reaction to the opening question. And I think we know which justification humanity draws upon to excuse male devaluation and expendability. Nature. So if you prefer nature as reason for male devaluation, which you do if you answered yes, then how about you grow some courage and practice what you preach? There is no right or wrong in nature, only that which serves to enable gene replication, and that which detracts from this singular priority. Hence, if males are less required and less valuable in the grand scheme of species procreation, then we need to weed out some of the other non-essentials, such as postmenopausal females, the elderly, the weak, the handicapped, the unattractive or otherwise defective individuals. All are inferior in value to the young, virile, symmetrical egg-producing females. So in the scarcity of provision, we need to take food and resources out of the mouths of these groups and devote them to reproducing females, who are the only consideration when it comes to Homo sapien procreation. Hence, if you ignorant fools stand up and fully embrace the totality of the beliefs to which you adhere, then you really have a lot of useless humanity to weed out. In fact, what are you simps doing having beliefs at all, since beliefs are musings of the higher mind, of sentience, and is a waste of time in terms of nature and species procreation? Your only concern should be instinct adherence. So to males who complain about male devaluation or male usury or inequity, yet still promulgate females as elevated in value, then you really have nothing to complain about. You see, there is no right or wrong in nature, in reproduction. So what are males complaining about at work or in male spaces if they truly believe females to be worth more? It amazes me, in a distasteful sort of way, that males will complain about inequities against males, yet simultaneously believe males to be worth less than females. Really? What are you guys complaining about? You are not mistreated or abused. You are used rightly to protect and provide the value-rich, uterine-equipped citizenry whom you trail behind in worth, according to your own beliefs. Guys, everyone from blue pillars to purple pillars, you have nothing to complain about if you proffer males as worth less, because you are treated with expendability in accordance to that which you trail in value. If we deem yin as more valuable than yang, then when push comes to shove, yang is used for the welfare and protection of yin, because yin is more important. In accordance, misandry, male devaluation, all is as it should be. You are not hurt or mistreated. since mistreatment is a moral judgment, and morality has no place in nature. Nature is only about species procreation, survival. Thus, the way females have developed in order to extract utility from males in our modern societal incarnations is apparently the way nature dictates as appropriate for species continuance. Males serve and die, females are served and live. Females have evolved into pampered, entitled, divorced beneficiaries as a product of evolution, which is singular in its purpose of species continuance, gene replication into the future. So females are as they should be in order to procure provision and protection from males, who of course are worth less. Or so I've been told by everyone and their mother, including men's rights activists, even male liberation warriors and MGTOW. Well, alrighty then, fellas. You are simply being used as is needed, then discarded in order to make way for new shovels to take up the slack and serve females, generation after generation, all towards the ultimate benefit of the more valuable female of the species of Homo sapiens. It's biological imperatives. Remember all that? Nature, everything you used to answer yes to the opening question? Yeah. Males that point out male mistreatment while simultaneously adhering to the nature procreation platform in order to justify prejudicial beliefs of male disposability. You have nothing to object, since you receive exactly what you truly deserve: usury and disposal for the benefit of species propagation, which primarily rests with females, hence their elevation of worth and protection. So then, what is the purpose of shovels drawing attention to male inequities? Do you simply vent unfair circumstances of nature, or the plight of being a shovel? Are you simply holding a shovel pity party? I mean, you concede your belief that females are indeed more valuable because they are the priority when it comes to species propagation, or procreation and reproduction. So act in accordance to your beliefs, and man up, quit bitching, and go out and protect the more valuable members of your species, to which you concede your inferior value. Furthermore, the nature argument may have been applicable 100,000 years ago, when all of humanity was clinging to a small patch of dirt on the African continent, where there were no morality-based laws, and hence species survival was of utmost priority, as there were only a few 100,000 humans in existence. Under those circumstances, protecting the uteruses so that they may get their numbers up, yeah, perhaps it had more relevance, though male disposability was wrong then as it is now. However, under those constraints, it was a higher priority to protect the ovens the buns are baked in. Yet now we inhabit an artificial environment where we protect the weak and handicapped or disadvantaged against natural selection. Moreover, we are forced to live under laws that are morality-based, and we are expected to live morally and know right and wrong, which are moral judgments. We are expected to understand that it is wrong to assault or murder. We are required to know morality and live under its purview via laws and social constraints. Thus, if you used nature to back up your reasoning for saying that females are indeed more valuable than males, because you must exist in a moral paradigm of laws and societies, you understand that morally devaluing male worth and elevating female worth is wrong. People use nature to justify devaluing and disposing of males, yet morally they understand that it is wrong to devalue and dispose of males. This is the duplicity. We sacrifice male life to nature, yet we morally object to sacrificing the elderly or the weak or the handicapped to nature. So if you answered yes to that question, I am merely pointing out your hypocritical stance. Oh, absolutely. The issue is that simple. Male expendability is a morally indefensible position. If you claim inflated female worth on procreation or reproductive grounds, then you, as a shovel, have nothing to complain about. You are not being mistreated. You are not being used. You are not being devalued. You are not being taken for material assets in a divorce. You are not being mocked. You are not being marginalized. You are not being besmirched, belittled, or slandered. You and your mutant chromosome are being shuffled and used as nature sees fit in order to appease females and keep them producing, since females are the gatekeepers, the be-all end-all of the nature paradigm. Now, on the other hand, if you claim females as being worth more, if you answered yes and claim female elevation on moral grounds, meaning females as beings, or that their soul actually has more worth, well then you are simply a misandristic bigot. Either way, answering yes to that question, you are part of the abuse hurled at males. You are part of the problem. Now, if you truly believe male worth to be equal, on par with that of females, then you are the solution. Really, think about it. You must delve deep into yourself to find out where you really stand on this. Your beliefs will reveal whether you are disease or cure. Furthermore, look at the population. Do you really think reproduction of humanity is in jeopardy? We are a species populating out of control, 7 billion and growing. The species propagation is really not under any duress, so the nature argument really is not justified in our current world. And the scary thing is, it is the ignorant bigots that are populating out of control. The more intelligent members of society, those with higher IQs, are reproducing less, if at all. Many of the smartest people are not reproducing in today's world. Yeah, that's a little scary. Oh, this whole issue really is that simple. When it comes to male devaluation, which sponsors male disposability, you either confirm or rebuke male usury. And really, under the nature paradigm, you should be bowing to females, and thus females should be making the rules. Matriarchy should reign supreme, since we are all about females birthing more females. This is our ultimate goal, females having more females. Thus, our species can continue as long as there are a couple males. Everything else is female-oriented. Is female life worth more than male life? Your answer will tell you your priorities. I care not what reasoning you use to answer that question. If you answer yes, then shut the hell up and service society. If you answered no, then welcome, brother. Let's free more enslaved brethren. My friends, stand with me, live free.